Alright, so here we go. I'm making a video for my brother, and I'm going to be going over the basics of how to play Grand Cathay and Immortal Empires. So he's playing on GeForce now, so the first thing you want to do every single time, because it doesn't save it, you want to go to your settings, go to advanced, and make sure your unit size is on ultra. It will default back to high every single time, so always make sure it's on ultra. And I'm going to start a new campaign here.
Summon the Elector Counts.
Supreme.
And we got Chow Ming.
Dragon Lord.
And for this video, I'm going to set the campaign difficulty to hard. And because I don't want to fight any battles, because I showed you how to do sieges yesterday, I'm going to set it to easy so I can auto-resolve everything. And we'll get going here. Now, you're going to want to, while you're learning the game, you want to turn the endgame crisis off. Leave the advisor on high at the beginning. Battle time limit, you want unlimited. You do not want battle real sim mode, because it will take away the balance of power. And I'll show you the balance of power here in a minute. The bar just says who's winning or losing. Incremental saves. Iron Man mode. They just added that. They made it where you can play on legendary difficulty and manually save. And if you play on Iron Man, you can't manually save. So it's what the old legendary difficulty is. So starting off, you probably don't want to play on Iron Man mode. Once I get back to streaming, I'll only stream on Iron Man mode. And even on a solid state drive, this takes a while to load up.
Cathay must never stand still.
Okay, so I have not played Chow Ming in quite some time, but I'm sure I can figure this out. So you got your hero here, your alchemist, and you want to embed your alchemist right here.
I will rid them.
Okay, so on turn one, and I remember you just kind of wandering out in the middle of nowhere here.
My inventions safeguard.
You want to go for a Han Yu port. Right away, you want to go for a Han Yu port.
Iron Dragon.
You can't get over there. So the way this works is, this is a region. Zhenwu is another region. There's your capital. That's a region. The regions comprise the province. Now that's important for certain effects that you get, whether it affects a region or the entire province. And I'll get into that to some other time. So you are in striking range of Han Yu port, so that's exactly where you want to go to, because that's the capital. So we're going to go right to Han Yu port. And I hate siege battles, and because it's on easy. Now you're going to want to play on hard difficulty, hard campaign, hard battle difficulty. Just skip normal altogether. There's not that much of a difference, but you're going to learn more about the game and you're going to be a better player. So I showed you how to do sieges yesterday, so And I stinking hate sieges, so I'll just auto-resolve.
Duty and unity.
And we got the Enchanted Shield, 615 XP, and 524 gold. Alright, now, you have these options here. You don't necessarily want to sack it, because you're going to bounce back and you're going to lose campaign movement range. If you loot and occupy, control, and if I call it public order, they changed it after 7 years, like 6 or 7 years from control to public order. You're going to have a rebellion and an army will spawn, and you'll have to deal with that. So in this situation for Cathay, you're just going to want to occupy, which is going to reduce your control by a little bit. So we'll just occupy. Alright, so now we got 2/3 this province. And here's your capital, Han Newport. And once you get it all the way up to max level, it grants 7 construction slots in the settlement. And right now, you have 1 construction slot. And the way you build these up, you need 1 population surplus point to get to tier 2, and it'll grant you 2 construction slots. And then to tier 3, you need, I need glasses, but I think that's 2. Population surplus. And the way you get population surplus is by growth. So you look down here, you're getting 40 growth per turn, and your port right here gives you 10 growth. And you need 125 population surplus growth to get your next point. And that's already given you growth. So go over here to your minor settlement. And with Cathay, you have to maintain your harmony with yin and yang. So right now you're in harmony. So you're getting benefits. You're getting campaign movement range plus 20, upkeep minus 25% for all the armies in the province, income from all buildings plus 15%. So you have to, this is a yang building and this is a yin building. They both pretty much do the same thing. This one gives you income from all buildings plus 2%, which doesn't really matter. This gives you the growth, same as the other one, but construction cost. So we'll just go with yang for now, which is going to give you additional growth, which is what you normally want to go for first. Unless you have like a gold mine or something like that, then you want to normally go for that. And this building over here allows you to recruit Jade Warriors. And we don't need that, so we're going to go ahead and demolish that. Because from your settlement, your main settlement buildings here, you can get peasant archers and peasant long spearmen. So starting off, it's more important to build up your province as opposed to getting better units. And those guys kind of suck anyhow. Alright. So we got 2/3 of the province. And I should have done this before, but we're going to go over to diplomacy. And you want to click on quick deal. Alright, so the Skaven are willing to give you a non-aggression pact, but they have 1 settlement. And they're right there. So you need that to complete your province. So you don't want a non-aggression pact with them, because you're going to be declaring war on them in a turn or 2.
Celestial General.
Alright, so we need a trade agreement with the Jade Custodians and their Cathay, so we can do that. And you want to click on balance offer. So you're going to get 62 gold per turn for now. And they're going to pay you 391 gold. You want to take advantage of diplomacy logically early on in the game to get what you can.
I I stand apart.
Alright, so that's your sister. And why she won't give me a trade agreement, I don't know. And she's at war with the rebel lords of Nanyang. And we're not going to come across them.
Do not
She'll wipe
forget
them out.
that I am our emperor's favorite.
So we're going to ask for a trade agreement. And we're going to offer to join the war against them. And just asking for a trade agreement, she's going to say no. But if we join the war, then she's going to give us the trade agreement. And then she's going to pay us for it. And we're never even going to come across them because she's going to wipe them out pretty much immediately.
Acceptable.
Alright, so we've already increased our income.
In charge.
Alright.
General. Harmony.
So we're at war with 3 different factions. Which is alright. Alright, so we got that done.
The celestial blacksmith.
Now we're going to want to merge these units because they took a beating.
We will
And you
defend
can
the bastion.
just hit Control A and merge all your units, which I've already done.
Dragon.
They'll be alright. Alright, so
Out of my mind.
now it's time to recruit. So we're going to recruit units.
Will
And
obey.
up here is global, which takes longer, so you don't want to do that right now. You want to pick the local. And we're going to go with 2 archers.
Lord, the
And
gate swarm.
so we got all this income. I'm going to go ahead and recruit another lord. But whatever. They got new lords
Celestial
now.
General.
Alright, so we got another lord.
Celestial
So
General.
go to our skill points, root marcher, because everyone knows good cardio will help you defeat chaos. And we're going to want to go with Searing Doom with our alchemist. And take a look around. So we're at war with them. We got vampires over here. But all we're worried about right now is getting Zenwu. And we have research. And if I remember, you want to go through the research to, as quickly as possible. There's something that gives him 20 ward save. I'll get into ward save in a minute. They might have switched it, I don't remember. But we'll just go with armor for all peasant horseman units. No, I don't want that. Ammunition for peasant archers. Recruit rank, that doesn't mean much. So we go with ammunition for peasant archers.
My gift to the
And we have the compass, the Wu Ching compass, and they've changed this. Defensive supplies, casualty replenishment. Used to be growth in here. So right now we'll go for control, because we don't. Well, we do want a rebellion, but we don't have any corruption, so we'll just go with that. And that is turn 1. Alright, so you start off with 285 factions down to 284. Back up to 284. Went down to 283. Now we're down to 283 again. That's how many different factions there are in Immortal Empires. 285. And you didn't play Mortal Empires, where turns, before they fixed it, turns took so long I could literally go out on my balcony, smoke a cigarette, make a cup of coffee, and come back, and the turn still wouldn't be done.
So many dragons.
Alright, so we know there's Skaven there because if you look there, it says Skaven Corruption. Now, they live underground, so they appear as empty settlements, but Skaven Corruption. means they're
General
there.
of the
So we're going to send
Celestial
out.
Host.
You always want to send out your non-important lord, because if they're in ambush stance,
Magistrates can watch from the rear.
you don't want your main army getting caught in an ambush. Usually, you want to send out this guy. He's walking point.
Advance without heroics.
So there's going to be Skaven. Alright, so there's Skaven there. And right now, I'm going to cancel move. Alright, so he's got 12 units there. And there's another 11 in the garrison.
The Celestial.
And he's got 11 right now.
I expect unwavering loyalty.
So, actually, I probably should have done global recruitment, which isn't something you normally want to do. But we're going to go ahead and do that now. Get a couple spearmen, get 3 archers from here. It's going to take an extra turn, but we'll be alright.
Leader of men.
And we have building upgrades. So before we build, we want to consult the yin and yang. And we are getting construction costs -5 because we are not maintaining harmony. So we want a yang building. Building yang. Yang 1. Okay, so. Yeah, I'm sorry, I need glasses. So we want a yin building. And this is going to give us control, improve our casualty replenishment. Alright, so we'll go with that. And then we're going to go with another yang building, which is going to increase our growth from 10 to 20. And we got 2 turns before we get 1 point. And we can upgrade the capital.
I see.
And yeah, I should have recruited last turn. But we should have a full stack here pretty quick. And I think it's on turn 5 you get your caravans. So I'll explain caravans. Yeah, you wanted to play Grand Cathay. You picked one of the more complicated factions to play.
Hot by day, cold by night. Deadly still at all time.
Alright, so actually I can cancel this and get my money back.
Stay off the dunes, soldiers.
And just do local recruitment, and we're already there.
Celestial General.
And now that he's already over there, I'm going to put him in raiding stance. You get a little bit more XP for raiding stance. He doesn't have any XP, so he'll get a little bit extra.
I crave for the imperial family. Willing participants.
It should be fine. Alright, so make sure you remember this. Ah, shit, there is another army.
These illusions of distant
Alright, so this red circle around
magic
the settlement, that's the zone of control. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to declare war on them. And if I were to try to auto-resolve this, it would be a decisive defeat. So I'm going to encircle.
war is upon us.
And now I have a full stack. It's at full health. And I am going to...
Think me full.
Yes. Attack this army.
Alternative.
Now, because they have encircled that settlement, they can't reinforce them. If they're within that red circle, the reinforcement range, they can reinforce. But they're encircled, so they can't.
Have dragons.
And now I'm going to attack him, and he's going to run away. Because that's just a single lord, and he's only got 1 unit.
Ruler.
So now they're both out of the zone of control or reinforcement range.
Your deaths for Cathay.
And now, because, well, those lords wouldn't have made that much of a difference. And if you click down here, you can scout the terrain to see whether it's a minor settlement battle or an open field battle. And this army would absolutely destroy them. Yeah, and you already know the basics of put your spears up front, your missiles behind, your artillery behind that. So just auto-resolve that.
True bastion.
And we got an obsidian amulet, spell resistance plus 15%, 2923 XP, 2302 gold. And we're going to loot and occupy now, because we do want a rebellion.
The desert alchemist.
Okay, is it still up here? Supply lines. So each additional army you have for most factions increases your upkeep. This is only increasing it by 2%, and it's only costing 63 gold, so we'll keep this guy around for now. Well, actually,
My mind.
let's try to get rich. So we'll get rid of him. We don't need him anymore. And we're going to move Chow Ming into the settlement. Now, he's at minus 42 control right now. So you're going to have a rebellion in 3 turns. If you move him into the garrison,
Dragon.
now it's down from 42 to 36. Which isn't going to make much of a difference.
No.
Alright, so now you have control of the entire region. We're going to repair here. And we are going to set our commandment. We get income from trade tariffs, recruitment costs or local recruitment capacity, which can be very important, so remember that. Campaign movement range minus 20% for enemy armies, corruption minus 5%, melee defense minus 5%, research rate plus 7%, control. So, we'll go with income from trade because we want a rebellion right now. And now we get the little hammer thing. We can upgrade the capital to tier 2, which will give us an extra construction slot in 4 turns. And we're going to check our harmony up here. Now it's in favor of yin. But not too worried about it right now. Alright, so let's check our army health. Everybody's... Alright, so we could merge the units, but they'll be full health in 2 turns, and we won't have to re-recruit them. So we're good. Alright, so... skill points here. There's a lot that you can do with this. I don't think lightning strike down here allows you to isolate an army. If there's 3 armies and more than 1 army in reinforcement range, you can attack just 1 army and fight 1 at a time. So that's probably what I'll go for. That's what I usually go for. You don't absolutely need it, but you have to put so many skill points in. Recruitment costs. We'll go with corruption because we're going to be fighting. That's going to reduce corruption by 1 point. And we want to be able to overcast Searing Doom here. And then we're going to go with metal shifting, which increases base weapon damage for everybody within range and armor piercing weapon damage. And now that you have the points in it to overcast, you have to double click the spell. And I'm not sure I'm actually going to fight a battle here. But turn 4, we're looking good. Now the Skaven are going to have to attack because they're without a settlement. And we don't need to fight that. And we'll go with the unit experience plus 100.
They pay the iron price.
Alright, so we are still at war with some factions here. And so we're going to go over to peace treaty. And we're going to peace out with these guys and get some gold for it. And we're going to peace out with them. Get a little bit more gold for it. Not a lot. Alright, so we are only at war with the rebel lords, but they're way up there and we're way down here, and Miao Ying is going to wipe them out. Alright, because if you go up here, you see that little skull by the cursor? Because you're in the desert, you'll undergo attrition. So instead of trying to take another province, here it's best to go ahead, get control, under control. And I'm going to go into ambush stance right now because you can get a trait, ambuscator, which increases your ambush success chance. Alright, so we're too many turns away from a rebellion to worry about it. So we're just going to hang out here. And alright, caravan. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and hire a caravan. I might actually have been able to do that on turn 1. I don't play Cathay that much. But they would have gotten killed by our enemies, and we're pretty much at peace now. Alright, so the first place you want to go to, why isn't it showing me actually where it is? Alright, so you want to go to Castle Drakenhof, because you get the von Karstein blade, which gives you regeneration. It causes vampiric corruption, which is bad, but you can fix that. And if your caravan makes it there in one piece, doesn't get attacked, you're going to spend 600. So we'll go ahead and crank that up to 1200. And that's the army they have. Alright, so we're going to go right to Castle Drakenhof. Alright, we want to make friends with Gel. Welcome to Estalia, gentlemen. Alright, so we got another trade agreement. Alright, so we got trade agreements. We're going to go ahead and build up our settlement here a little bit.
Brave. A great boon to my experiments.
Alright, so there's an ancillary he gets that gives him 20 ward save. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time on that. So we got extra ammunition for peasant archers, armor for jade warriors. Yeah, why not? Alright, so that's yeah, I don't need to have this video go for too long. That's pretty much how you get started as Cathay. And well, quickly I'll go over the factions you need to worry about. If I were to play this campaign, I'd probably go after these vampires right over here. Alright, so we got a caravan encounter, lost patrol. We can add 2 archers, or we can add jade warriors. We'll go ahead and add jade warriors. So that's probably who I'd go after first. They got 4 settlements, 4 regions in their province.
It is an imbecilic thing to bother me.
And you got enough to at least get another lord and some other units. But I'll go over the dangers here. Okay, so your biggest danger, your #1 threat, is probably going to be over here.
Good.
Helmengorst.
I am in need.
He might leave you alone. He's going to be more obsessed with another threat over here because you got Kugath over here in the Dragon Isles. You have Greasus up here, who you should get along with. And if you want to, you can join a war against the dwarf faction he's going to wipe out. And he'll give you a non-aggression pack and pay you 1 gold. Alright, so you got a non-aggression pack with Greasus. So the main threats are Helmengorst, Kugath. A little bit farther up here, you have Grimgor, who is potentially the absolute largest threat in the game. If he steamrolls, look out. Now, over here, somewhere up here, you have Deathmaster Snitch. And he is a huge threat. But he's a little ways away. And up here you have Lokir Felhart. So those are your threats. Those vampires, you should be able to take them out pretty easy. Gelt is an ally, potential ally. And we'll take one more turn here and I'll probably wrap this up. Alright, so you have to maintain the balance between yin and yang, which I'm not really doing right now. But it just takes a couple turns, so. Current balance yin, so we just need another yang building. So we're going to build a yang building. Now, once you get your capital up to tier 5, you're normally, unless you're playing the vampires, you're going to want to destroy your growth buildings and build something else. And at your minor settlements and sometimes your capital, you're going to want to build walls. So it's not an open field battle. So here's your walls, stockades. And you look up here as defenses to the settlement. So it's a minor settlement battle, and you got turrets you can build, towers, and all that stuff. Alright, so that's how you get started off with Cathay. Let me see if I missed anything. I went over growth, population surplus. Income's looking okay. You got plenty. Let's check the balance here. It's yang now. Alright, so that's how you start off as Cathay. Peace out.